So, okay, so as we discussed, data plays a major role in data science. So the data is of two types, structured data and unstructured data. So handling the structured data will be done through tables. So in a normal relational database, we will maintain all the data in the form of table. So in table, we have rows and columns wherein we have a well-defined schema to store the data and to access the data. So you the subject called data based systems. So you will learn this concept in clear. But if you see in unstructured data, we are not going to exactly store the data in the form of table. So relational database, that is your normal traditional database, will store your data in the form of table. But in unstructured data, to handle this unstructured data, we have NoSQL. Okay, so what is NoSQL? So in relational data, it is we have many form of database like MySQL, Oracle, all those kind. But to handle this unstructured data, we have NoSQL. So in NoSQL, we have many databases. So one among this is MongoDB. So we are going to learn this MongoDB in this unit. So in relation database, we are going to store the data in the form of table. But in unstructured data, we are going to maintain the data in the form of document. Okay, so that is what we are. That is the like summary of this handling this unstructured data. So the structured data will be maintained through the traditional database, and that is we said to be as relational database. That is we maintain the data in the form of table where we have rows and columns. Okay, and the databases we use are Oracle, MySQL. But in unstructured data, we are going to use NoSQL. That is No stands for not only SQL. So which means it's not an SQL. NoSQL. SQL not an SQL. So No means No stands for not only SQL. For NoSQL, we have this MongoDB database and many other we will see one by one. So here in this we are concentrating on the MongoDB wherein the data are stored in the form of documents. And in the document we will be mostly following a document format called JSON. You might be heard about JSON. So JavaScript object notation is the form of is the full form of JSON. Okay, JavaScript object notation. JavaScript object notation. So here the mostly the data will be in the form of key and a value. So in Python you might have learned about dictionary, right? So in dictionary, how will we store the data? For example, if we have a dictionary, we will have a key. For example, key is branch. And what is its value? The value may be AI and DS. So in this way, we will be storing a data. So here in NoSQL also, we are going to store all the data in the form of document, and the document can be in the form of this JSON. Okay, so that is what's said here. NoSQL is a database design that can be accommodate various data models, including key value document. So document is JSON, and columnar is another way of maintaining it in the form of columns instead of making new tables. And then we have graph format, which will be explaining or storing all the data in a form of graph, which shows the proper relationship. We will discuss that also. So NoSQL means I told it's a not only SQL, and it is an alternative for the relational database, the traditional database wherein the data will be stored in the form of table. And in the table we have a fixed schema. What is mean a fixed schema? For example, if I want to store student information, so I have a table to store my data, right? So for example, if this is my table, you consider this is my table, and I have a fixed schema. What is a fixed schema? I'll say that the first column is going to store the register number of the student, and the second row it is going to be name, and the third row is going to store the age, and the fourth row is going to store the CGPA and SGPA. And so to this register number can be the primary key, and there should not be any missing value. So I have a well-defined structure. So this is called well-defined schema is followed in the relational database wherein we use this table to store the data. So that is what tables, and it has fixed data schema. So this is what fixed data schema. So whenever I want to store a student information, it should be stored in this order and with this column. And for example, register number means if I define the data type of the register number as integer, always you can store only integer data in this column. You cannot, later on, you cannot change the register number to a string format. Name means always, if I store the data type of the name as a string, always it should be a string. Age, if I say as integer, always it should be integer. For example, if I make a CGP as integer, later on I cannot make it as a double. So this is what fixed schema. So I'm going to say what are all the columns. For each column, what is the data type, what is the size of each column, and is it null, can it carry a null value or not null value. So everything is well schemed. Okay, it has a well suitable schema, or we can say it is having a fixed schema. Okay, so that is what your traditional database. Traditional means regularly you will use SQL to store all this traditional database. But the NoSQL are very useful, and this traditional database cannot be more suitable for handling a big data. You know what is a big data, right? If the data needs to be a big data, we need to follow 3 V's. So what are 3 V's? Can someone tell me what are the 3 V's we should be there for big data? Do you remember the 3 V's needs to be there for a big data? Let me see. Put it in the chat box. What are the 3 V's for big data? None of you remember. Are you listening? Okay, Aparna, good. Aparna, velocity, variety, and one more thing. Volume. Excellent. Only Aparna is listening. So anybody, nobody else is listening. Okay. So only Aparna needs to be given attendance next time. Okay, we'll do that next time. Okay. So if a data needs to be a big data, it will be having the 3 V's, and then only that data can be called as a big data. So the big data cannot be properly maintained by the normal traditional database. So whenever your data is a very big, very large data, then we will be generally going for this NoSQL. And so as I told, a traditional database have a fixed schema, but this NoSQL doesn't have any fixed schema. Since the data is going to be stored in a document format, there need not be any fixed schema to be followed. Okay, and all the rows can have different structure. So you know that. So as I told you, the data will be stored in the form of document in NoSQL. So NoSQL, we don't have any fixed schema. Don't have fixed schema. Okay, so how the data will be stored? For example, if the data will be start storing like this. So inside the JSON, so JSON will be like this. So for example, if I'm storing the name, so the name is, for example, John is the name, and then I can have age to be stored there. So age is 17, and then comments can be the next. So in the comments, there will be another user. So wherein I can have the user's name may be there. User name is some A1 is the name, and what is the comment given by that user? Maybe some text may be there. So likewise, I can have. So for the next name, I can have name is the next key, and the value may be Sam. For the Sam, I can Sam also have age. Okay, so maybe. So I'm finishing it. So here you can see name is there, age is there, comment is there, and then I can have a nested document inside, or nested array present inside. But here for the next field, there is name and age is only present. Okay, but comment is missing. So, but still it's not a problem. We can store like this. So this is what we can say it is. There is no fixed schema. Here comment is there, but here comment is not there. But in traditional database, every row should have reg number, name, ACGP and SGP. But here in NoSQL, it is not compulsory that the comment should be there. There is no fixed schema. So name, age, comment should be there. It's not like that. There is no compulsion in it. So that is why we call it as NoSQL doesn't follow any fixed schema. Okay. And one more important thing is in the traditional database, NoSQL data is found very useful for handling a bigger data, and NoSQL doesn't follow this ACID property. Instead, it follows the base property. What is base? The expansion of base is basically available. That is BA, basically available. S stands for soft state, and E for eventually consistent. So you can see it here. Basically available, soft state, and eventually consistent property is maintained for NoSQL. Okay, but your traditional database follow this ACID property. What is this ACID property? Atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. So let us discuss on it so that you will understand very well. So let us take two servers are there. Okay, let us take two servers connected remotely, and two users may be there, user A and user B. They are going to do a transaction. So let us first discuss about the ACID property. Okay, first is atomicity. What is atomicity is, for example, in the user A, he in his account, he has rupees 100. Okay, and in the user B, he has rupees, may for example, 300. So what I'm going to do here is, let us do one by one. First, we'll say about A, that is atomicity. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to transfer some 50 rupees 50 from A to B. So this is what the transaction I'm going to do here. So what I have to do, from A's account, I have to subtract 50, and in B's account, I have to add 50. Okay, so two transactions are there. I'm going to transfer 50 rupees. That is what the transaction. So A should be subtracted with 50 rupees, and B in this server, B should be added with 50 rupees. So if this should be happen, both the transactions should be completed. Otherwise, both the transactions should not be completed. For example, A's account is debited or subtracted with 50 rupees. That is one transaction, right? And if it is not added to the B's account, then this both the transaction will be cancelled. Otherwise, both should be happen. So you cannot ignore any one transaction. That is called atomicity. Okay, so both transaction, either both should happen or both should be removed. So that is what called as atomicity. The next one is consistency. What is consistency means? Consistency means, see, before the transaction, the total amount was rupees 400, right? So what is 400? 100 plus 300. A's account have 100, B's account have 300. So the value before transaction is 400. So after transaction, A's value become 50 and B's value become 350. So now 50 plus 350, we get 400. So before and after, we should have what? 400. That is what consistency. The value should not change. So previously A had 500 and B had 300. After transaction, A had 50 and B have 350. And the values before and after doesn't change, that is 400. That is what called as consistency. And then next one is isolation. What is isolation means? For example, A is going to transact the value of 50 to B, right? So when A is doing the transaction, in between, no other transaction to come and access A's value. Okay, this transaction should be done without altered by any other transaction. That is what isolation. So until this transaction is happening, no other transaction has permission to access the account of this A. So that is what isolation. So this transaction is isolated so that no other transaction should come and interfere before the transaction is completed. So since B is subtracted after it is committed, then only other can come and add 50 or add 150 to it. During this transaction, nobody else come and alter this value. So that is what isolation. The last one is durability. So what does this durability means? For example, after see I'm subtracting 50 and adding this value to B, right? So and I am committing the value. Committing means I am going to save the value. After committing, if there is any system crash or any crash come, it should not affect the committed value. So here in this account we have finally 50. Here in this account we have 350. This value should not change after I commit the value. So the value should be retained over there. So that is what called as durability. So this four property should be there in the traditional database. Okay. So that is what traditional database. But in NoSQL, we are going to follow the property called BASC. So that is what I taught you. What is BASC? Basically available. So here I told you, right? Um, what does this base property means? Basically available, soft state, eventual consistent. Let us discuss on it. So we have to take BA together. Okay, that is basically available. So what does that basically available means? For example, let us take the same scenario. We have two servers. So in the server one, we have a user called A who have 100 rupees. Here we have another user have 300 rupees. Same scenario in the another server. Same thing. Again, the user A need to do a transaction to be 50 rupees. So here in between the transaction, so here what is the amount here? After subtracting 50, the value present in A is 50, right? And before this is committed to this, what is the value present here in B? Is this 300? Okay, so in between someone is coming and asking what is the value amount present in B user means it will before the value is added to this. Okay, 50 needs to be added before this transaction complete. If someone come and ask what is the value of amount present in B, this will return 300. It is always available. Okay, always available. So whenever someone asks for any data availability, this data will be available for anyone, whether the transaction is completed or if the transaction is saved or anything. If whoever asks the data, immediately it will give the rate data. That is what called as basically available. So in NoSQL, availability of the data is very high. Okay, but consistency is not there. Consistency will not be there in the NoSQL basically available concept. So why consistency is not there? Because 50 rupees is subtracted from here, but it is not added to the B's account. So the value is still not consistent. So okay, consistency means before the transaction and after the transaction, the amount should be same. But you think before the amount is committed here, if you check the value of total amount, it will not give you 400 now because now the value present in A is 50. Here it is 300. So it is 350. So previously it was 400. Now it is 350. So it is not consistent, but the availability is high. But in traditional database, the availability, the consistency is more. Okay, before the transaction is completed, that's why we say it is isolation. Before the transaction is completed, nobody else can come and take the data. So availability is less there, but the consistency is more. But here in NoSQL, availability is more, consistency is not there. So that is basically available. So what is the next thing is soft state, right? What does this soft state means? See here, the 50 rupees is subtracted from this A's account, right? And it is not committed or it is not added to the B's account. So it is in the intermediate state. Okay, after committing, it will go to the stable state. Now it is in an intermediate state. This state is also possible in, so that is what it is called the soft state. Okay, so in between, before the transaction is completed, also the data is available. That is the transaction is in the form of intermediate state. This intermediate state is called this soft state. Then the last one is eventually consistent. What is eventually consistent? This will not remain always the same. Eventually, finally, the value will be committed, and here the value amount will be 350, and here the amount will be 50. Finally, the value will be go and updated here. So that is what eventually consistent. Initially, it is not consistent because initially it is 450. In the soft state, the value is 350. After the transaction completed, again it will come to 400. So before the transaction, it is 400. After the transaction also, it came to the consistent state. Finally, it will come to the consistent state. So that is what eventually consistent. So this is the property of NoSQL. I hope you found the difference between traditional database. Traditional database, these are the four properties, that is ACID property, atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. These four things will be followed in the traditional database. But in NoSQL, we will be following this base property. What is base property? Basically available, and then S for soft state, and E for eventually. Eventually means what? Finally, it will become consistent. I hope you got it. So that is what. So the two. So what is the drawback in SQL? So we have a fixed schema. So later on, if you want to change the data type or you want to add a column, it is not so easy. And the one more problem is in SQL is it is very difficult to manage and store the large volume of data. So these two problems is overcome in the NoSQL because it is schema free. There is no fixed schema, and any number of any volume of data can be managed in NoSQL. So I have explained this traditional database model, atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. I have explained with an example. I hope you have understood it. And also I have explained the base of NoSQL. So basically available, soft state, eventually consistent. So basically available means what? Failure will not halt the system. The transaction will not halt the system. Because why failure will not halt the system? Because it is distributed available. Only one copy will not be there. There will be multiple duplicate value or replicate of the document will be available. Or even though the transaction is not fully completed, the data will be available. So the system guarantee you for the availability of the data, but there is no guarantee for the consistency. Soft state means what? The state of the system will change over time. I told soft state is an intermediate state. It will change after some times, right? That is what eventually consistent. So it will become consistent over time. After some times, it will become consistent. So I explained you with an example. So why NoSQL? Why we want NoSQL? Augustine? Augustine?
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry.
Can you hear me? Are you listening, ma? Please listen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
why
ma'am.
we want NoSQL? Yes. So why we want NoSQL? Because it needs to support unstructured data or semi-structured data. It should handle large volume of data, and the availability of the data should be there, and there will not be any fixed structure. So these are the important features. So it also does not use relational data model. So it is NoSQL is well with cluster data. It is open source, and it can handle large volume of data, and it is schemaless. showed you what is schema less means. And in traditional database, we'll store the data in the form of table, right? But in document database, we are going to store, or in NoSQL, or in unstructured data, then NoSQL, we are going to store the data in the form of document, not in table, in the form of document. So the document can be in the form of JSON. What is JSON? JavaScript Object Notation is the full form of JSON, which means JavaScript Object Notation. So this is the full form of JSON. So it is a common data format, well suited for web applications also, wherein we can change the structure. So it is schema free. Anytime we can change. So some other example of document based NoSQL is, you should know all this also. Okay, Couch database, MongoDB, Orient database, and Basics. These are some of the type. As I told you, in SQL we have MySQL, Oracle. These are the different way we can store the data, right? Similarly, in NoSQL, the data is stored in the form of document. So the database used in NoSQL is, these are the databases: CouchDB, MongoDB, OrientDB, and Basics. So this is a sample format where we store the data in the form of document. So SQL is going to store the data in the form of table. NoSQL is going to store the data in the form of document. So this is an example. So one kind of document is JSON document. So here, as I told you, it will be in this format, similar to key value pair as we do in the dictionaries. So here the ID is 1, name is there. So in the name, we can have first name, last name, contributors, awards, and here the different kind of awards. And if you see, this is another example of document base. So if you see here, name, age, gender, married, address, hobbies. So in the next time, it's not corrected. Taken. So here we have different keys and values. So when you store the data for the next set of data, next set of users, there is no compulsory that you should have all these fields. So in table we have rows, right? So here we have fields. The rows here we call it as fields. Okay. So the next one, this is document format. Another one characteristics where we follow in NoSQL is wide column database. What does this wide column database means? For example, in traditional database, whenever the data grows, it is very difficult. We have to create another table and we have to maintain a foreign key to make a join operation, all these things. But here, if I want to add a new columns, we will be adding it in the column family. So initially the name and value was there. Next, if you want to add a new column, we can easily add the columns, okay, as a in the form of column families. So instead of creating multiple tables as we do in relational database, we can all add easily the columns. So that is what called as wide column. So initially one column, then we can add like this different number of columns as a column family. Okay, so that is possible here. The last one here is graph database. So NoSQL, we can also store the data in the form of graph. So for example, in the Facebook, I am there. My friends will be connected. Their friends will be connected. So I will be connected to their friend. So the data is represented in the form of graph so that we can easily find the relationship and so using that we can able to well find the recommendation system. Say for example, this Jim knows whom Emil. Jim knows Johan. So we can also make Emil also know Johan. Some relationship we can find. So that the graph database is very useful to find the relationship pattern so that it will be helpful for us in recommendation. So the example of graph database is Neo4j, Amazon's Neptune. So these are some of the data. You might have heard about Neo4j and all, right? So these are some of the database wherein the data will be represented in the form of graph. So graph means what? This is a graph where this is a node and the branches which connect is called as edges. So this edges shows the relationship between the nodes. So by which we can easily find the patterns in the relationship. Okay. So these are the important things where the node this NoSQL will be following. You got this, right? So the rest of the things we will discuss in the next class.